When you watch the Demolition Derby, you're watching for two things in terms of rules, because we don't need any more than two stinking rules. No driver's side door hits. No driver's side door hits. And once your vehicle stops, you have 2 minutes to get it moving again. Once your vehicle stops, you get 2 minutes to get that bad boy moving again. In heat number one tonight, in the 42-21, Mike Pulley from New Philadelphia. In the 69, Sean Craven from Dunedin. In the 19 New Phillies, Danny Barker. In the 000, Daniel Herron from Port Washington. In the 07, Tim Bolton, Chad Edwards. In the 91, Jeremy King from Port. In the 116, Strasburg, Richard Dayton. In the 719, Tim Burkhart from Delaware. In the 3, Lee Ford from Newcomerstown. In the Z22, Strasburg, Zach Pringle. In the 24, Zach Summer from Lynchburg. In the 10, Dover, Scott Miner. In the 392, Buddy English from Port Washington. In the 12-21, Brandon Curlew from Dover. In the 22, Shannon Bulver from Tusky. In the 02, Dover's Carl Gerber. In the 01, Colorado from the Twin Cities. In the 11, J.R. Thomas McAfee from Good. And the 444F, Caldwell and the Anderson. In the number 11, Corey Hill from Sheriffville. And in the 67, Louisville, Todd Swindeman. Tuscarawas buddies there, boys. Thank you for coming out tonight. It's going to be a fantastic night of action. We may have to use a shoehorn. Big Ed's going to wedge 21 cars in for heat number one tonight. I think this is like an unofficial Tuscarawas buddies there. Record for cars in a single heat. We are checking the record book with their orders of the track tower. I know that may be hard to believe, but it's true. Lead number one tonight, brought to you by Katie Byrider, West 3rd Street in Dover. All 21 of these bad boys lined up, ready to go. You can see that derby ring packed with water, mud, and oh my, who knows what else. We're waiting for the green light to fly as we get this Katie Byrider, number one in action. What you're really going to want to watch for is up on the north side of the derby ring, farthest away from you. A lot of water and a lot of mud up there. So more than likely, folks getting stuck in the muck, the mud, the mire. And when that happens, sometimes you're a sitting duck in the mud and the muck. Already a number of cars with their engine not functioning properly, trying to get those bad boys restarted. Bumpers laying out there, pieces and parts of a number of different vehicles. But the vast majority of these 21 bad boys and girls still out there ringing them up and rolling around. The only time in all our heats tonight you would see a stoppers in the middle of the heat would be if there are flames coming from one of the vehicles. Of the 21 that started this JD Byrider heat number 1, 21 started heat number 1. And we got an unofficial count of 17 of those bad boys still moving. So I can tell you this, my good friends, you're going to get your money's worth just from heat number 1 tonight. And this is only the beginning of the fun. All of our drivers and all of our heats tonight battling for cash prizes and trophies as well. Our premier sponsor tonight and our number 1 heat sponsor, JD Byrider, totally the folks on a West Field is over. Take fantastic care of you, all your pre-owned cars, vans, trucks, or SUV needs at JD Byrider. As the field begins to get thinned out a bit, we'll try and run down some of the bad boys that are still out there rolling around the derby ring. In the 719, Tim Burkhart from Delroy. In the 22 cars from Tucson and Bowler. We got a correction for you. That's the 223 out there. Dogberg Jack Pringle also in the 91 car. Getting shoved up against the Derby wall, west side. Jeremy King from Fort Washington. In the 24, Zach Zimmer from Leesburg. In the 02, up near the northeast corner, Carl Gerber from Dover. Sean Evans from Canadian in the 69. In the 1221, that's Brandon Curley out of Dover. 1, Jason also in the early 7 over in the far corner to your right-hand side. Yeah, that works for Jim Bolton. So once we get it narrowed down to a few more, then the question becomes how you going to maneuver around the ones that are still left out in the middle. By rider, he's number 1, rocking and rolling the Tuscarawas Valley Fairgrounds tonight. Also in motion in the 000, Ford Washington, Daniel Aaron. So we got Aaron in the 000 in the 91 car, Jeremy King from Fort Washington in the 719. Rocking and rolling right now in the race. That's Tim Burkhardt from Delroy in the 12-21 car. Over on the South 31, down in reverse, going searching out in the middle of that dirty ring. Right now, Silver's Brandon Curley. Sean Travis from Canadian in the 69. Usually Danny Barker in the 19. So from the original number of 2 running number 1, we worked our way down into single digits. Once again, if you're just slipping into the grandstand, to watch all this demo derby action tonight, the only thing you're watching for in terms of rules, no driver's side door hit, no driver's side door hit. And once your vehicle stops, you have 2 minutes to get restarted, or you are eliminated. Again, once your vehicle stops, you have 2 minutes to get that bad boy restarted, or you are eliminated. Most of the folks up on the north side of the ring right now. In the 91 car, Jeremy King from Fort Washington. In the 719, Delroy's Tim Burkhardt. In the 24 car, Sam Zimmer from Waynesburg. Jason D. Loretto in the J1. Usually, Danny Barker in the 19. John Adams from Canadian in the 69. And in that 07 car, Tim Bolton, Chad Edwards. See the 02 car of Carl Silver bumping up one of those silly boys, Danny Barker. Right now, side by side, Mr. Gerber, and that's 719. Still, the 8 car, their car. The 24 car right in the middle of the Derby ring, red with some blue, yellow paint on it. That's Max Zimmer. Flying and mud going everywhere. That's good news. Here's better news. It's the only first heat tonight. And it's all brought to you by Mid-Vid Fire Rider in Dover. 1221 in reverse up on the hot side of the Derby ring. NASCAR being driven by Dover's Brandon Gurley. Brandon in the 1221. And Jim Murphy from Delroy in the 719 locked up. Also 91 Jeremy King from Ford to Washington. Two Philly boys, Danny Parker in the 19. In the 07 car, you see that fluorescent green paint on top of it. Over in the southeast corner, he's not into the Hastings. Edwards gets into the front end of the 91 car. And that's 91. And he's swimming around the Derby ring. Up in the top corner, two different cars for the reverse, 1221. Brandon Curley to 1221. And then Burko to Delroy in the 719. Jason Loretto in that G1, mostly red paint. White numbers pinned on the side of Jason's side, boy, he's down the 26 area. In the 24 car, still moving. Alongside the 07. The 07 teammate, Stan Edwards, the 24 car, back center from Waynesburg. Got a big collision between the 91 of Jeremy King from Ford, the 1221 car of Brandon Curley. Moving his way up into that mess in the 02, Dover's Carl Gerber. In the 24, the number of these cars move on up into the top corner of the Derby ring to your left and up high. In the 24 cars, back Zimmer. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty in this Mid-Vid Fire Rider, team number 1 tonight. New Phillies, Danny Parker in the 19. Danny still got her going. Just took a little bit of pop from that Jeremy King car. Jeremy from Fort, he's a Derby veteran. In the 07, trying to keep that bad boy moving amongst what appears to be a right side rear passenger tire and being stuck in the mud in that 07. Jim Bolton, Chad Edwards. So you got the 1221, you got the 07, you got the 91, you got the 719. You got the 19 of Danny Parker. And the rest of them stuck in that Derby ring. Looks like 77 between Canton and North Canton if you ever been up that way about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't forget that if you got a favorite driver or drivers tonight, the folks from Mid-Vid Racing Videos, get all the action tonight to provide it for you on a DVD. Look for the Mid-Vid Racing Radio representative along the fence line between where you're at with the grandstand and the track tonight. Get signed up when you order it tonight. A two-angle video racing, all yours from near and far. Don't get no smoother than that. It would appear that we've still got 6 in the move. In the 1221 car. That's Dover's Brandon Curley in the 1221. Dover's Brandon Curley. In the 91 car, Fort Washington, Jeremy King. In the 719, Roy Tim Burkhardt, and all that steam you see flying, rolling out of that 1241 car. Also in the 02, Dover Gerber. And this is only the first week tonight. You didn't want to go home early from the Tuscarawas County Fair. It doesn't matter that you got to get up and go to work in the morning, my friend. You got to get up and go to school. You don't need no sleep. It's the Tuscarawas County Fair Board Demolition Derby. In the 1221, one more time for you. Dover's Brandon Curley. If you're a Brandon fan, give it up. In the 719 from Al Delroy Way, Tim Burkhardt. In the 91, that white car with the green numbering and lettering, that's Jeremy King from Fort Washington. In the 19, New Phillies, Danny Parker. And Dover's Carl Gerber in the 02. The 1221, the 719, the 91, the 19, the 02, and the 10. So we are down to what appears to be 6 cars. Count them up, 6. We started with 21. Couple of those 6 on the clock. Once you get stalled out, you got another 2 minutes to get moving again. Each number one's been a dandy, and it's still going on. Brought to you by JD Byrider in Dover. Carl Gerber in the 02, locked up with that 719 car. Tim Burkhardt from Delroy, Carl front bumper, and Timmy's back. Now they separate. Also the 1221, and he's having trouble doing much of anything. Up in the northwest corner of the Derby ring, that'd be up high to your left as you sit in the grandstand. Danny Barker in the 19, Jeremy King from Ford in the 91. Jeremy King trying to get his bad boy moving again. See all that steam flying right in the middle of the Derby ring and pouring out of Jeremy's car. And big old trophies await the winners of each of our heats tonight. The three we got remaining, 719 trying to get it restarted up on the top Derby wall in that 719er. That's the car been driven handily in this heat number 1 tonight. Also, Danny Barker from New Philly in the 19. And in the 1221, Brandon Curley from Dover. And that's Tim Burkhart from Delroy trying to get it restarted before he's timed out in the 719. So from the number 2-1 that we got started with in this JD Byrider, heat number 1 tonight. We're down to 2 still moving, 1 on the clock. JD Byrider, West 3rd in Dover. Our premier sponsor, Tony and the great folks there, great supporters of the Demolition Derby at the Tuscarawas County Fair, as are you. This is the first of 95 cars of action tonight. And when we're down to 2, what you're looking for is a car that has the last hit. So it's the 1221 car. That's Dover's Brandon Curley. And in the 19, Danny Barker from New Philly. Well, maybe as the way it should be, a Philly boy and a Dover boy battling it out for number 1. The 1221. Brandon trying to get that bad boy moving again. Now he does. In the 19, Danny Barker. Want to make sure all our drivers for heat number 2, if you're a driver in heat number 2, need to be at your vehicle, because once we get the Derby ring cleared out from this extended heat number 1 tonight, we'll get heat number 2 started. official results in heat number 1 tonight. Finishing in 4th place, driving the 02 car, Dover's Carl Gerber. Finishing in 3rd, driving the 719 from Delroy, Tim Burkhardt. Grabbing the number 2 spot in the 1221 from Dover, Brandon Curley. And taking the number 1 spot in our JD Byrider. Heat number 1 tonight in the 19 car from New Philadelphia, Danny Parker. Brian Tire, heat number 2. In the 29, New Philadelphia's Jason Householder. In the 878, Corey Pringle from Strasburg. In the 69, Tyler Boykott from Uriksville. In the 54, Bolivar Kuzma. In the 27, Nicholas Rostruck from Newcomerstown. In the 63, Doug Cross from New Philadelphia. And the 003, Dennison Richard Snively. In the 75X, Kevin Redeker from Dover. In the 85 car, Erica Cook from Port Washington. In the 67, Joseph Hunsinger from Tippecanoe. And the 31 SD, Chad Miller from Zanesville. In the 44, New Philadelphia, Susan Jones. In the 3, in the 8, Winner Harrison from Dover. In the 14, Tiffany Kevin, New Philadelphia. In the 141, Randall Alex from New Philly. In the 36, Mike Brewer. And in the 41 car out of Summerdale, James Kupsall. 17 cars tonight, and our Brian Tire heat number 2. Our 2009 Tuscarawas County Fair Demolition Derby. And our overall sponsor tonight, JD Byrider in Dover. Just a reminder one more time, Karen Stoltz. Karen Stoltz, if you've not already gone through, please report to the sheriff's office on the fairground just below the grandstand. And drivers for heat number 3, drivers in heat number 3, head for your vehicles. Drivers in heat number 3, you're about to lay eyes on the Brian Tire heat number 2 tonight at the Tuscarawas County Fairground. Number 2 tonight, brought to you by Brian Tire. I think Brian's when they sit into the building entrance lane tonight, probably still 68 tires. Every one of these cars needs 4 of those bad boys. All 7 of these guys and gals fight for the top 4 positions. All 17 fight for the top 4 positions. Five money trophies tonight. And it's Brian Steyer. He's helping for you. What will be interesting for you to keep your eye on as our derby heats roll on tonight. Even though this derby ring was very wet and muddy when our first heat got underway about 45 minutes ago, you will see things become a bit more muddy but a bit more dry and make the track going to turn a little bit faster throughout the course of our number 2. Demolition Derby action tonight. Stand with among 8 different 17 of those bad boys and girls here in beat number 2 tonight. We'll give you that reminder one more time. The only thing you're watching for is the things that can and cannot be done. The driver's side door hit, that's why you'll see the vast majority of the cars. The driver's side door painted for it. So no driver's side door hit. Once your vehicle stalls out, that's going to happen even with the best of the Derby cars. You've got 2 minutes to get it restarted. So once you stall out, 2 minutes to get it restarted. It's the 141 car. That's two Phillies, Randy Wallet. Randy over to the West Derby wall, going with the 75X, being driven by Dover's Kevin Henderson. Meanwhile, right out in the middle of the Derby ring, in the 14 car, giving it Kevin in New Philadelphia. Just pushed from behind by the 29 car. New Philly Jason Householder. Also in motion is the 44. Those stand-up numbers, stand-up line on the black placard. Up on the north side of the Derby ring, the 404 driven by Eagle Jones. You also got the 69. What at one time was probably a station wagon. Black with green letters and numbers. That's being driven by Tyler Boycott from down Yorkville way. Two other cars, the 63, that's being driven by Doug Croft from Philly. Doug Croft from Philly, the 63. The orange back, front, and top of the black side. And that's Cruise Martin from Bumblebird, the 5-4. Started to thin them out a little bit quicker in heat number 2 than we did in heat number 1. Of the 17 that started, trying to finish in the top 4. Nice job by Tyler Boyton on that 69er. Slamming that thing in reverse and going ramming into the 63 car. A lot of steam rolling out from under Doug Booth. Doug in the 63 also. Still cruising around in that 141. In the 44 car, still moving around in the Derby ring, Luke Keegan Jones. Well, we got some flames somewhere, so we're going to stop it and put a red light to the proceedings, just only for a moment to get higher. There they go. In the 44 car, Keegan Jones from New Philadelphia. Meanwhile, in the 141, Randy Wallach, also from the New Philly area. In the 69, that's Yorkville, Tyler Boycott. In the 29 car, that's being driven tonight by New Philadelphia Jason Householder. Again, we're going to have the red light stop activities in the Derby ring. Back to action in the 141 car, Randy Wallace from New Philadelphia. In the 4-4, Keegan Jones, also from the New Philly area. In the 29 car, New Philadelphia's Jason Householder. Doug Cross from New Philly in the 63. In the 27, Nicholas Road Truck from Newcomerstown. We believe we got it narrowed down to 5 in this Brian Tire heat number 2. You see 4 of them right over on the South Derby wall in front of your eyes. The 27 car being driven by Nicholas Road Truck from Newcomers Town. In that 141, that brightly yellow painted Randy Wallach from New Philly, and slamming her in reverse in the 4-4, Keegan Jones crashing into Road Truck 27. Meanwhile, in the 29 car, it's Jason Householder from New Philadelphia, and trying to get started up again in the 63 New Philly Doug Ruff. Battling for 4, 5 battling for 4. It's the 141 to 44, the 29 to 27, and the 63. Everybody sort of stopped for a second. The Brian Tire heat number 2, as quiet as you'll hear it in the middle of a heat. In the 29 car, you're looking at driving that bad boy and doing a nice job. Jason Householder from New Philly in the 141. And Randy Wallach also out of the New Philly area in the 44 car. Backed up and locked up with the 29 right now. Keegan Jones from New Philly. So we are down to 3 right now. 3 battling for the championship in our Brian Tire heat number 1. You see the 141 car. Pointer in reverse and hitting into the backside of the 44, driven by Keegan Jones, and trying to get that 29 restarted to jump back into the midst of the activity. In the 2-9, New Philadelphia's Jason Householder. 44, 141, and 29, and Jason got it going a little bit. Now Jason probably going to keep that bad boy, if possible, into reverse and go looking to hit somebody. So 3 battling for that top spot. And that's the 44 car. Keegan Jones hits Randy Wallach 141. Randy backs up a little bit and will now hit into the backside of that 4-4 driven by Keegan. Randy Wallach taking it to the 44 again. Sneaking up on the north side of the Derby ring, coming in the back door in the 29, Jason Householder. And you see Jason bump into the back of the 141. Now right now Randy Wallach trying to get that 141 started up again. Now he's got to do that in order to be number 1 in the 141. I wouldn't be wasting my time. So we are now down to 2. Jason Householder in the 29 and Randy Wallach in the 141. And Randy don't look real happy right now sitting in the 141 trying to get it restarted. And Jason gives Randy another shot. Randy going to try that old mechanic thing of kicking the steering wheel as hard as he can to see if it'll restart. Brian Tire bringing the heat number 2 tonight.
Backer here to work.
Nelson, heat number 2. Drivers, if you can, stay with your cars until the folks from Lonza come out and move those bad boys for you. Simply help the folks to get the cars to where you want them to be in the quickest manner. Here are your official results. Brian's Tire heat number 2 at the Tuscarawas County Fair tonight. Finishing in 4th place, driving the 27 car from Newcomerstown, Nicholas Road Truck. Finishing in the number 3 spot in the 44 from the New Philly area, Keegan Jones. Finishing second in the 141, Randy Wallach from New Philadelphia. And taking home the Brian's Tire Championship Trophy. And a little bit of cash as well in the number 29 car, Jason Householder. From Dover, Bobby Nelson. In the 79, New Philly's Eric Baroka. In the 25 cars, John Schuck from New Philly. In the 747, Todd Schuck from New Philly. In the 45, Guy Stoll. In the 69, Sommerdale's Mike Rainsberg. In the 114 from the Twin Cities, John Baker. In the 84 from Baltic, Cody Cliff. In the 730, David Baker from Urexville. In the 22 car, Steve Schupp from Canadian. In the 20, Tim Wilhelm from Grafton. In the 40, Brian Wilhelm from Grafton. Those boys love a derby driving down from Grafton. In the 14, New Philly, Jeff Bear. In the 72, James Ross from Dover. In the 22-62 for Stella Brown. And in the 70 from Denison, Vince Abel. The Social Lonza Excavating and Landscaping heat number 3 tonight, 16 cars. The cars are in the ring, waiting for the green flag and the green light to drop on this Lonza Excavating and Landscaping. Third heat, 16 battling for the top 4 spots. number 3 brought to you by Lonzo Excavating and Landscaping. 16 cars battling for our top 4 spots. One you can see with your own eyes up over that north Derby wall. As all the drivers, there are 95 of them tonight. 16 in this Lonzo Excavating and Landscaping. Group number 30. Battling for a top 4 position in each of their respective leagues. So we got a car on the front wall, a car on the back wall. Some cars stalled out in between those 2 cars. So more than likely ain't going nowhere. In the 730. That's David Baker from Uricksville. Also rolling in the 22 car. Jump from Dunedin. In the 70s, Abel from the beautiful village of Denison. In the 84, Cody Krebs from Baltic. In the 25, John Johnson from New Philly. In the 72 car, James Ross from Dover in the 72. That's Bobby Nelson in the 45. In the 79, we believe Eric Brokaw. Eric Brokaw in the 79. That's what you love about the Demolition Derby. So much speed in the middle of the Derby ring. You can't half see what's going on. If you can't half see what's going on, how do you think the drivers are doing? Very good question. The green light drops, the green flag flies, and they're back at it tonight in the Derby ring. Heat number 3 of 8. In the 730, David Baker from Uricksville. He's going to get into the backside right now. It's Bobby Nelson from Dover, the 45. Meanwhile, in the 84 from the village of Bowman, that's Curtis Fred. Might be a good night to break into houses down in Bowman. That's the village of Baltic police cruiser. And we got flames right in the middle of the landscaping, heat number 3. We got Cody Krebs from Bowman in that 84. In the 45, Dover's Bobby Nelson in the 730 car. That's David Baker from Uricksville. In the 22, just from today. We began with 16 battling for the top 4 spots. Abel from Denison in the 70 car. Steve Shupp from Dunedin run over a bumper. And then Steve and Bobby Nelson put the sandwich job on David Baker from Uricksville in the 730. There's Cody Krebs in the 84 right in the midst of it as well. In the 70 car, Vince Abel from Denison. In the 79, usually Eric Brokaw, the 79, that's the blue car. With the white flames painted on the hood, all 6 of those guys wearing off, trying to be among the top 4 tonight. Ronda Excavating and Landscaping, heat number 3. All drivers for Heat 4, all of our drivers for Heat 4, if you're not already at your vehicle, please saunter on over there and be ready to go. Drivers for Heat 4. Right now you're watching the Laundry Excavating and Landscaping Heat number 3, the 2009 Tuscarawas County Fair. We had and were thankful to have, the fair board was 95 drivers signed up and ready to go tonight. Bobby Nelson of Dover in the 45, that's the all-white car with the white letters and numbers. Cody Krebs and what looks to be the Village of Baltic Police Cruiser in the 84. In the 22, Steve Shupp from Dunedin, Eric Brokaw from Philly in the 79. And Vince Abel from Denison in the 70. Those are our 5 remaining in this heat number 3 tonight. So right now, 4 of our 5 are locked up there on the top north side of the Derby ring. Bobby Nelson in the 45, Vince Abel in the 70, Eric Brokaw in the 79. Up in the 22, and Cody Krebs trying to, he's moving, but he can't get away. Reminds of one of those cars that Roscoe used to drive, and he was chasing one of the Duke boys. Steve Shupp in the 22. That's the yellow and black car. Steve right in the middle of all that mess going on out there in the Derby ring, right beside Bobby Nelson in the 45. Bobby's car, the all white with the blue letters and numbers. Eric Brokaw from Philly in the 79. That's the all blue with the white flame painted across the front stand. Vince Abel from Denison in the 70 car. Those are our 4 remaining in this Laundry Excavating and Landscaping Heat number 3. And here Brokaw playing that bad boy in reverse and goes right into the car of Vince Abel. Right now Bobby Nelson and Steve Shupp both got it in reverse and beating about right smack dab in the middle of that Derby ring. So it's Brokaw on the 79. Vince Abel from Denison in the 70. Bobby Nelson in the 45, and Steve Schupp in the 22. 3 of the 4 right backside to backside among one another up on the top side of the Derby ring. They all separate now. Eric Brokaw counted in reverse, and now Eric going to slam it into drive and go look for somebody. Might find Steve Schupp. So Bobby Nelson in that 45, Brokaw in the 79, Steve Schupp in the 22. Up on the top side of the Derby ring and putting her in drive and going looking for all 3 or one of those 3. Vince Abel from Denison in the 70s. So we've determined who the top 4 are going to be. The only question is now, what order are those 4 going to finish in? You see Steve Schupp with that bad boy in reverse, bouncing into the 79 of Eric Brokaw. Eric trying to get his car restarted. Right behind Eric's car is the 70 of Vince Abel from Denison. Bobby Nelson right now trying to get it restarted right over by the entrance to the Derby ring. So really, Steve Schupp in that 2-2, the only one who's got her moving, and he's got her moving in reverse now. Slams into Bobby Nelson in there. And Mr. Schupp trying to drive Mr. Nelson up on out the Derby ring. Melonzer Excavating and Landscaping, heat number 3, about this far from coming to a close. Steve Schupp going to slam her in reverse one more time. Hop into the back driver's side of Bobby Nelson's 4-5. There's a little love tap. The 2-2 and the 4-5. That's Melonzer Excavating and Landscaping, week number 3 tonight. We'll give you our official results coming up in a moment. And Landscaping, week number 3. Finishing in 4th place, driving the 70 car out of the Twin Cities, Vince Abel. Finishing in 3rd in the 79, Eric Brokaw. Finishing in 2nd place, driving the 4-5, Bobby Nelson. And taking home the Melonzer Excavating and Landscaping heat number 3 championship trophy for finishing 1st in heat number 3 tonight in the 22 car from Dunedin, Steve Schupp. Your vehicles. Time now for the JD Byrider. Heat number 4, as you can see, truck heat tonight. In the 63, Harold Westpaper from Port Washington. In the 66, Dover's Brandon Welker. In the 76, Nick Connor. In the 8 truck, Donnie Cohen. In the 32, Kent Tree Nesbitt from Waynesburg. In the 10Y, Strasburg, Charles Porter. And in the 77, coming into the ring, the pride of Dundee, Ron Philibom. He may look like Santa Claus, but that's Ron Philibom in the 77. And the green flag flies, and the green light drops, and away there goes. Somebody already lifting a wheel and an axle. That's not good. Already the red light lights up. Hold on. We go one more time. This little Byrider, he's number 4. This is our front seat for tonight. Brought to you by Byrider in Dover. That's Ron Philibom, 77, that Ronnie can't get her going simply because he's missing that wheel on the axle. Understandable. If you ever lost a wheel on an axle, you know what that's like. A couple of our other drivers are already on the clock as well. Now here who is moving. In the 32, Des Nesbitt from Waynesburg. Yes, from that blue bad boy with Old Glory flying high from the truck loop in the 63. Certainly one of our talented derbies. That's Harold Westcaper from Fort. In the 10YR, Strasburg, Charles Porter. And in the 6-6, that's the green one with the black letters and numbers, Brandon Welker from Dover. So it's Welker in the 66, Porter in the 10YR, Mid-Vid in the 32. Started with 7 and we're down to 4. That JD Byrider, he's number 4. Charles Porter in the 10YR from Strasburg. At 63, that's Harold Westcaper. From Port Washington. Desbury Nesbitt with 32, and Desbury sort of backed himself into the wall over the Derby ring entrance. Brandon Welker from the 63. Nesbitt Porter getting locked up, and Desbury doing most of the damage. Charles is passenger side front door. All 4 of the front full rocking and rolling. Number 3. Over on the South Derby wall, the wall nearest you in the grandstand tonight. There's Tree Nesbitt in the 32, Welker in the 66, thinking about meeting in the middle of that Derby ring. And they both got it in reverse and smashed into one another, backside to backside. Meanwhile, it's the 63 of Harold Hunsaker, the 10-mile style quarter, trying to get it restarted down near the bottom side Derby wall. So 3, 2, and 66 still with those Oceans in motion. And Westpaper in the 6-3 and Porter in the 10-wire trying to get it restarted as well. Remember, once they stop moving, they got 2 minutes to get it restarted before they get a red flag. As any of our Derby cars are front door banned, all drivers for heat number 5, all drivers number 5, if not already done so, please report to your vehicle. Exit of the 32, get the backside of the backside over Derby wall. We sort of get to the point we're going to watch for whichever driver has the last hit. That's Tree Nesbitt in the 32. And Welker in the 66. You saw Charles Porter get her restarted, and now it's to be stopped again. Charles weaves him back in just inside of that 2-minute time limit. Now Brandon Welker's got his straight up. Over in the northwest corner of our Derby ring, and puts it in reverse, goes looking for Destry. Mid-Vid and 80. Right now it says Tree Nesbitt and Brandon Welker going at it. Welker in that green 66, Nesbitt in the blue 32. One thing for sure, you're not going to have trouble seeing either one of them out there. The final two. Trying to take on that JD Byrider truck. Number 4, championship trophy tonight. Nesbitt got the American flag flying high off his blue 3-2, trying to get that bad boy restarted. Brandon Welker gives him a little tap there on the front driver, the front passenger side. Puts it in drive and in reverse and another tap. Nesbitt from Waynesburg trying to get it restarted in the 32, and Brandon Welker going to put it in reverse, come looking for him again, and a nice shot. So Brandon, step 1, put it in drive. Step 2, stop. Step 3, put it in reverse. Step 4, go looking for the back of Destry's truck again. And Destrick is a great effort, but waves off tonight, and that brings our J.D. Byrider truck heat number 4 to a close tonight. A packed grandstand here at the Tuscarawas County Fair, and Brandon Wicks, our winner tonight. Official results in the J.D. Byrider truck heat number 4. Finishing in 4th place in the 63 from Fort Harold Westpaper. Finishing in 3rd place from the home of the Tigers in the 10YR, Charles Porter. A great run tonight, finishing in 2nd place in the 32 truck from Waynesburg, that's Green Nesbitt. And taking home our J.D. Byrider championship and our truck heat number 4 in the 66, Silver's Brendan Walker. In the number 1, Jack Jackson from New Philadelphia. In the 132, Jerry Mansfield. In the 2-2, Nick Sabo. In the 666, Rick Cutshaw from Sherridsville. In the 56, in the 57, George Corman from Newcomerstown. And the 33 and 1/2, Steve Shonk from New Philly. In the 8, Michael Cottrell from New Philadelphia. From Sherridsville in the 4-1, you see him with the light atop his van. That's Tim Frederick. In the 130, Michael Pumpunka Jr. from Tippecanoe. In the 29, Dover's Raymond Porter. And in the Y4, from the beautiful burg of Middleville City, Gary Snyder. This is your Veteran Daughter Concrete, booth number 5, tonight our van heat. We've got our 11 bands in the ring, and the green flag flies and the lights out. And away they go. We got people with sirens on the top of their cars, stuffed animals, a big all over these things tonight. Cars flying all over the place. This is what you come to see, some craziness at the Tuscarawas County Fair Demolition Derby. County Fair Board always doing a dandy job for you. She gets the cars, she gets trucks, and number 5 tonight, you get your van flying around the Derby ring. I believe the unofficial count is 3 vans with stuffed animals affixed to them. That's the Buster family vehicle. And this, of course, the family event. Of course, one of the stuffed animals is holding icy cold cans of a favorite adult beverage. I don't know how family-oriented that is. In the Y4, Gary Snyder from Middle City. Gary right now locked up with the 41 van. Tim Frederick from Strasburg, Strasburg. They separate, go in reverse, and get away from one another. Meanwhile, Frederick has to stop and takes a stop from the 57 That's George Morgan from the Summerstown. The 22, Nick Sabo with his Billy came flying into the Derby wall over here on the east side, and sparks flying all around Nick's van. Nick trying to get that bad boy started up again right behind him. It spins Frederick in the 41. Painted in that lovely baby blue. Meanwhile, up on the north side of the Derby ring, the 33.5. That's Steve Stark from Detroit. The van smashed into one another all over the place. One stuck on the wall. Over to the southeast corner of the ring. That'd be on the lower side of the Derby ring to your right. Well, it's pretty obvious. There's a van stuck on the that wall. In the 130, that's Michael Pobunka Jr. from Tippecanoe. In the 8 van, Michael Cottrell from New Philadelphia. Michael, one of those with the stuffed animal. I don't know if, like that dog, I'd want an antenna place where that antenna is placed. Somebody call the ASPCA. In the 666, as the touchdown, Garrettsville. One of the things you like about these bigger and higher profile vehicles, you have no problem seeing who's hit who and who's hit who where. The runner and daughter Concrete man, he's number 5 tonight in our KD Byrider Demolition Derby. In the 8, that's Michael Cottrell of New Philadelphia. In the number 1, Jack Jackson, New Philadelphia. Jack right in the middle of the Derby ring. In the 130 from Tippecanoe, Michael Pobunka. From the Summerstown in the 57. And that's Rick Tutstall from Garrettsville in the Wagon O Death, the 666. Our 3 stuffed animal vehicles still rocking and rolling in the Derby ring. Maybe that's the key to success. You put a stuffed animal on your vehicle and you continue to go. Drivers are superstitious, you know that, don't you? If they take the stuffed animal on your car, your van, your truck to win, everybody will put one on there. Renner and Daughter Concrete, a sponsor of our East number 5 tonight, the Van Heat. If you're wondering, in the Wagon-O Death in the 666, yes, that is a skeleton hanging in the back of the Wagon-O Death. I don't know that you classify a skeleton as a stuffed animal, but everybody's got some kind of a mascot that's still alive. Touchdown with the skeleton in the 666. In the 8, it's Michael Cottrell with New Philadelphia trying to get his wreath. And in the 57, George Foreman of Newcomerstown. George hitting touchdown 666. Now they're sort of tied up as George pulling the touchdown along right through the middle of the Derby ring. And trying ever so desperately in the 8 to get it restarted is Michael Cottrell. Well, Cutshall and Foreman separate now. Attention drivers in Heat number 6. If you're not already to your vehicle, please report there. Drivers in Heat number 6, report to your vehicle so we can get you ready to go. Once our Redder and Daughter Concrete Heat number 5 comes to a close, it's Rick Cutshall from Sarasville in the 666. And George Foreman from Newcomerstown in the 57, battling it out for the top spot in the Van Heat tonight. The Wagon-O Death trying to put the kiss to death on the 57. If you want the skeleton to win, let's hear you. If you want the cushy little bear on top of the 57 to win, let's hear you. The 66 and the 57, the 666 and the 57, all we've got remaining. And our Van Heat tonight is service of Runner and Daughter Concrete. So whoever your favorite is in the Van Heat, time to cheer them on. Rick Cutshall in the 666 and George Foreman from Newcomerstown in the 57. Right now it's Rick's van that's moving the best. Trying to circle right through the middle of the mud, and the van parks all over the place to get another trick in on the Foreman van. George simply trying to get that thing in motion enough to supply a shot of substance to Rick's vehicle. Right now, George simply having a little bit of difficulty doing that. We started with 11, we're down to 2 in the Runner and Daughter Concrete, number 5. And the Death Wagon. Action to Mr. Foreman's van, and Rams are in reverse, puts her in drive, does it once again. delivering heat number 5 to a close to concrete. Heat number 5. Finishing in 4th place in the number 1 van from Philadelphia, Jack Jackson. Finishing in 3rd place and driving the number 8 van also from the New Philly area, Michael Patel. Grabbing number 2 honors from Newcomerstown in the 57, George Foreman. And winning our veteran daughter concrete heat number 5 tonight, the van heat in the 666 from Sheriffville, Rick Kutchell. Rider, heat number 6. Heat number 6 tonight. In the 22 car, Massillon Scott Wood. In the 008 from New Philly, Adam Waiter. In the 117 from Minerva, Matt Abbey. In the 70 from Urickville, Teddy Boitnott. And the 419 out of Canton, Aaron McMillan. From Newcomerstown in the 76, Derby veteran Doug Rutner. And driving the 00 tonight out of Denison, wearing the helmet stand for the Mid-Vid racing video. Demolition Derby folks, Corey Downing. 7 drivers in this JD by rider. Heat number 6 tonight. 5 dropping. Away we go. Seven, battling for the top 4 positions tonight. 7 battling for the top 4 in this JD by rider. Number 6. So it's heat number 6 tonight. A service of JD Byrider went 3rd and Dover. 7 drivers for the top 4 spots. In case you just wandered in off the streets of Tuscarawas County, yes, this is Demolition Derby action. No, for the most part, we ain't got no stinking rules. Well, with the exception of 2, no driver side door hits, no driver side door hits, and if a vehicle stops They've got 2 minutes to get restarted or they get red flag. Those driver side shorties. If you hit those stops, you've got 2 minutes to get restarted or you get a red flag. Scott Wood from Massillon into 22. As all set of our cars continuing to roll. Massillon Scott Wood into 22. Adam Waiter mutually into 008. Mag Amy from Minerva in the 117. Denison Corey Downing in the 00. Betty Boyce Scott from Urickville in the 70 in the 419. Ben's Aaron McMillan. And Doug Rufner from the Summerstown in the 76. So these 7 good old boys fighting for the top 4 spots tonight. The Jimmy Byrider, he's number 6. Trying to get her restarted. 2 trying to get her restarted. The other 5 out there rolling around through the derby ring. 5 for the roll. The Summertown Doug Rooster in the 76. The Twin Cities Teddy Boycock in the 70. Massillon Scott Wood in the 22. Cody Downing from Denison in the 00 and in the 419 from Aaron McMillan. We got a red flags and a red light dropping, some flames out there somewhere amongst one of our cars. And away they go one more time. Doug Rufner from the Summerstown in 76. John Wood out of Massillon in the 22. In the 70. Teddy Boycott from Urickville. Right now, 4 moving. Corey Downing in the 00. Corey Downing in the 00. Doug Rooster from Newcomerstown in the 76. Eddie Boycott from Yorkville in the 70. And that's when Scotty Wood in the 2-2. Our top 4, and now the answer begins to unravel itself in which positions will those 4 finish in the top 4. Corey Downing, and that 00 got a helmet cam on tonight for the folks from Mid-Vid Racing Videos. You want a copy of what that looks like, look for the Mid-Vid Racing Video folks between heats tonight. Now they talk to you during the heat, but they're filming the action. So look for them along the fence line between the grandstand and the track area. So it's Corey Downing in the 00, in the 70, Teddy Boycott in the 76, Doug Rooster and Scott Wood for Massillon in the 2-2. So Scott Wood in that 22 go bouncing back trying to get to the 70 car and sort of bounce right by him. Right now, Scott's in the middle of the ring, drives over toward the entrance to the Derby ring and puts it in reverse and smashes with Doug Rooster in the 76. Meanwhile, Corey Downing in that 00 trying to get it restarted, and as he's sitting there, Teddy Boycott was flying by and slams into the 2-2 of Massillon and Shadow Ridge. So it's Wood in the 22, Rooster in the 76, Boycott in the 70, and he knocks into the Rooster car down in the lower corner of the Derby ring, opposite the entrance side. And right now we're down to 3. Boycott in the 70, Rooster in the 76, and Wood in the 2-2. And right now, both Rooster and Wood go looking for Teddy Boycott. Eddie Boycott in the 70 getting spun around a little bit by Scott Wood from Massillon in the 2-2. Doug Rooster in the 76. Getting ready to slammer in reverse over near the Derby ring entrance. Sort of ends up going between Boycott 70 and Wood 22. All 3 of them in the middle of the Derby ring. Looks like Teddy having a little bit of trouble getting it restarted as Wood and Rooster meet, backside to backside, and now they're along side by side. Down to the lower part of the Derby ring, both of them got it in reverse. Now Wood's going to put her in drive and go over toward the east side, and Rooster to follow. Now they meet face to face. Scott Wood from Massillon in the 22, Doug Rooster in the 76. Heat number 6 tonight, brought to you by J.D. Byrider, our title sponsor of the 2009 Tuscarawas County Fair Demolition Derby. Boyd now gets her restarted. Squeezing just inside that 2-minute limit. Boyd now with that restarted 70 goes rapid around the wood car from Maslin. Boyd way over the corner. Now Doug Rooster a little bit of trouble getting her restarted. Doug now takes a shot from the backside from Teddy Boyd now. So Boyd now in the 70, Rooster in the 76, Wood in the 22. Right now Boyd now in the 70 and Wood the 22 can see both their numbers at the top of their vehicles. Playing a little game of cat and mouse. And Eddie switched the difference. Right past Rooster's car tried to get to the Wood 22. Drivers for heat number 7, hopefully you're at your vehicles. Drivers for heat number 7, if you're not, please head that way. 8 heats of Derby action. Spectacular conclusion with our free-for-all heat following heat number 8 tonight. So, following this JD Biorider heat number 6, 3 more Derby classes for you. Right now, Teddy Boyd 9 in the 70, Wood in the 22. They're right by the Derby ring entrance. Mud flying, steam flying, those two. Angle with one another, and now they go a little do-si-do action. Teddy locked up onto the back of Woods' 22 car. Now they separate. Woods passing into the passenger side of Boyd not puts it back in drive. Rooster in the 76 trying to get it restarted and simply spinning the tires right now. See our Derby track officials jumping out of the way over on the east side of the Derby ring. Big J hasn't moved that fast in about 30 years. Unbelievable. Notice I say that while he's standing over there and I'm here. Boyd 9 in the 70, Wood in the 22. Now they both got it in reverse. They both meet backside to backside. Maybe Wood's a little bit better of that blow. Joe and Teddy Boyd not star around. Boyd not from the Urickville area. Wood from Maslin. Looks like Teddy's car may have stalled out again. So Scott Wood from Maslin going to figure out a way to get in on what would be that last hit variety, and that could be the decision maker here in this JD Biorider, heat number 6 tonight. The Wood gets that cash in, and now Boyd not going to try and get that car restarted again. He's being timed as we speak. Once your car stops, you got 2 minutes to go, and it looks like Teddy is waved off. And that will bring to a close our JD Biorider heat number 6 tonight. We'll get you our official results coming up in a moment. JD heat number 6 tonight. A service of JD Biorider West 3rd Street in Dover, finishing in 4th place in the 00 from Denison, Corey Downing. Finishing in 3rd in that 7-6 from Newcomerstown, Doug Rubner. Finishing in 2nd place in the 70 out of Urickville, Teddy Boyd. And finishing in 1st in the JD Biorider, heat number 6, driving the 22 from Maslin, Scott Wood. track area. And you can order your DVD tonight for only $10. Booth number 7 tonight from Lonzo Excavating and Landscaping. 11 drivers to see them rolling into the Derby ring in the 8th. It is Chuck Gerber from Dover. In the 4, Joe Stukas from New Philly. In the 14, Dover's Robert Long. In the 43, Otto Palilli, the 3rd from Fort Washington. In the 18, from the Twin Cities, Tyler Death. In the 10R, Mandy Porter from Strasburg. In the 99, Dan Duell from Dover. In the 999, Jason Duell from Dover. In the double T, the Mike Duff from Tuskegee. In the 75, Canton Darrell McMillan, and in the 01 from Urickville, Joe Pickles. This is your Lonzo Excavating and Landscaping number 7. Again, a quick reminder, all drivers in heat number 8, if you're not already there, please report to your vehicle. Drivers for heat 8, please report to your vehicle. This is your 11th driver, Lonzo Excavating and Landscaping. Booth number 7. Excavating and Landscaping, heat number 7 tonight, our second truck heat. Our 11 drivers battling for the top 4 spots. boys and one lady battling for the top 4 spot tonight. The Mazda Heat number 7, our second truck battle of the night. Well, moves over the 999. That's Andrew Porter from Strasburg in the 10YR. Daryl McMillan from Canton in the 75. Mike Schupp from Tuskegee in the 22. You may not be able to see them right now, but trust me, they're out there. Joe Stickles from Yorkville with the 0-1. Got it in reverse and goes way into the backside of the 999, driven by Jason Gruel. Tyler Dash of Yorkville in the 18, also still in motion. Right now, Andy Porter in the 10YR, back in between the 999 of Jason Gruel. The 14 of Robert Long, and Andy trying to get out of the middle of that mess. We got a number of the trucks tied up right in the middle of the Derby race. In the 42, Otto Carilli the third from Port Washington. Otto's got Sylvester hanging out the passenger window. Otto's truck, plenty of steam rolling out of the engine through the driver's cab. So Otto Carilli the third in the 43. And we like you trying to look down through the screen. He's still out there on the movement. Number of them on the timer right now. Tyler Dash of Urexville in the 18. Tyler's got the Confederate flag painted on the hood. So right now, Tyler in that 18 and Otto Carilli in the 43, both over near the Derby Ring entrance. If you can see either one of them through all the steam that's flying high. Our Lanza Excavating and Landscaping truck heat number 2 in our 7th overall heat tonight. Otto got her in drive and just trying. find a place where he can hit Tyler from coming down to the last hit ordeal. And now Tyler just was restarted. This simply looks like it'll be one of those situations where who comes up at the last hit and they smash into one another. Otto Palilli in the 4-3 and Tyler Dapp in the 18. I don't know if either one of these boys is going to go anywhere now because they're both into one another big time. The 43 of Otto Palilli the third and Tyler Dapp. Tyler does shake loose. Tyler brushes him along the passenger rear. Team rolling out of both the vehicles. Otto from down in the Porsche area. Tyler the Urickville area. Our two remaining from the 11 that started in this Lanza Excavating and Landscaping. Heat number 7. Otto's truck, the all white with the red lettering. Tyler's the black truck with the Confederate flag painted on the front. Both Tyler and Otto trying to separate. Lanza Excavating and Landscaping, our sponsor for heat number 7 tonight. Good job. Heat number 7 coming up. So, from heat number 7, our second truck heat tonight at the Tuscarawas County Fair, sponsored by Lanza Excavating and Landscaping. Charlie and Davey Lanza finishing in 4th place in the 75 truck. From Canton, Darryl McMillan. Finishing in 3rd in the 01 from Urickville, Joe Sickles. Finishing in 2nd place in the 43 from Port Washington, Otto Palilli the third. And taking home 1st place in the Lanza Excavating and Landscaping heat number 7 tonight in the 18 truck from Urickville. Congratulations to Tyler Dapp. In the 31, Dennis Griffith. Dennis Griffith in the 31. Up next in the 43 out of Waynesburg, say hello to Andy Larkin. And last but certainly not least in the 29X from Ravenna, John Capper. By the way, John throws that car down from the front of the night. This is going Brian Iron, Letter and Daughter Concrete, heat number 8. Heat number 8 from Brian. cars locked up on the north side. Out the Derby ring in the 33, Andy Larson from Waynesburg in the 31, Dennis Pickett on Bolivar. And out of Ravenna in the 29, that's Don Stabber. Boys rocking and rolling around the Derby ring. Dennis Griffith losing a time and out So for all intents and purposes, Dennis is done. Right now you got Andy Larson's in the 43 and Don Capper in the 29X. Snakes loose from the backside of Don Capper from Ravenna in the 29X. Those two good old boys out there, sort of like a bad marriage. They want to get separated. One dragging around the other. And Dennis Griffith a little worse for the wear, and now they do get them separated. Don Capper in that 29X bumps into the front side of the 43. And a wave off, and that's going to bring this Brian Tire and Redder and Daughter Concrete, the number 8, to a close. Finishing in third place in the 31 from Bolivar, Dennis Griffith. In second place in the 43 from Waynesburg, Andy Larkin. And finishing in first in the Bryant's Tire and Redder and Daughter Concrete, each number 8 in the 29X from Ravenna, Don Capper. $500 in a big old trophy. Here we go in the 878 Corey Pringle from Strasburg and the 444X from New Philly Terry Schneider and the 2262 from Port Bill Brown and the 114 from Zurichville John Baker. In the 85, Cody Ennis from Port. In the 20 from Grafton to Newham. In the 45 from Dover, Bobby Nelson. And the 29 from New Philly, Joe Lucas. And in the 141 from New Philly, Randy Wallace. 7 drivers battling in the JD Fire Riders free-for-all to bring this 2009 Tuscarawas County Fair Demolition Derby to a close. And they got lots of motivators, as in 500 of them, to go as long as they can. Looks like already 2 of our 7 having a little bit of trouble, maybe 3. No stinking second and third places in this. It's just the winner takes all. $500 and a trophy about the size of LeBron James. The JD Fire Riders free-for-all. In the 45 car, you're looking at Bobby Nelson from Dover. Meanwhile, in the 114, that's John Baker from Urexville. In the 141, Randy Wallach from New Philadelphia. Couple of cars already trying to get a restarted in the 444X. That's Billy Terry Snyder. In the 29, Joe Fugit from New Philadelphia. And Cody Inlich from Ford in the 85. So Nelson in the white car with the blue numbers. Bobby Nelson in the 45. In the yellow 141, Randy Wallach from New Philly. In the red 114 from the Twin Cities, John Baker. Those are our 3 right now, actually moving in that derby ring, and a nice shot is the 141 of Randy Wallace, met him from the 45 of Bobby Nelson, and now Bobby breaking free of Baker's 114. All 3 of those derby boys over on the side of the derby ring, trying to finish in the top spot. The top spot's going to be makes a very happy gentleman of the winner of whoever grabs number 1 of the JD Fire Riders free-for-all. 500 big ones and a big old trophy on the line. See Bobby Nelson up on that top side of the derby wall, hit by John Baker's 114, and in turn, Baker's 114 hit by Randy Wallach's 141. Bobby Nelson's got her in reverse in the 45 and give a bump into the backside of Randy Wallach, and doing so shakes free John Baker of Urexville in the 114. John got that bad boy in drive. Now he goes looking for Bobby Nelson and steers clear and trying not to hit the driver's side door on Bobby's car. And right now it's Bobby and John chasing one another. Meanwhile, Randy Wallach in the 141 trying to get her restarted. Bobby now down in that lower corner and John right above him in the top. One's in drive, one's in reverse. They hit into one another and make a little bit of contact. Baker's front side to Nelson's back side, and Randy Wallach got that thing to go about 3 feet in reverse. Now, Randy moving slowly, and I didn't slowly. Meanwhile, Baker and Nelson, once again, from front side to back side. Now Bobby's got her in reverse and drives Baker over toward that east side wall. one winner only in the JD by Riders free-for-all. We started with 7-1. Bobby Nelson in the white 45 and John Baker in the 114. Right now, Baker's front side and Nelson's back side locked and inclined, and both of them trying to shake loose and shake free. It's the JD Byrider free-for-all to round out the 2009 Tuscarawas County Fair Demo Derby. So it's down to Mr. Baker from Europe'sville in that red 114, and Mr. Nelson from Dover in the 4-5, the white with the blue numbers and letters. They finally go their separate ways. It's Bobby Nelson in the 45, Baker in the 114, and Bobby puts her in reverse. It's the driver's side front of the Baker 114. Looks like Bobby looking to do the same again, and John will lose him, and now he'll flip her around and go from the front side, and both our cars again in the middle of the Derby ring. It's John Baker from Europe'sville in the 114, Bobby Nelson from Dover in the 45. This just ends the regular old demo Derby heat. It's the JD Byriders free-for-all. 500 big ones and a equally big trophy on the line for the winner of this. Bobby Nelson from Dover. John Baker from Europe'sville. Baker smashes into the back of Nelson's car. They're both up on the North Derby wall, and now looks like John's got a momentary stall, so Bobby going to sneak away and put her in reverse and come looking for John's 114. Now Bobby going to do her again in reverse. John Baker desperately trying to get his 114 restarted as one more time Bobby Nelson comes looking for him. Driving him each time closer to that wall, and John's got 2 minutes to get it restarted from the point that it stalled. And Bobby just going to keep on jabbing and punching, driving him closer to the wall. Now Bobby's going to build up a big old head of steam. Going to put it in reverse. Going to wait. He's got a minute left. 1 minute left to get that car restarted. Here comes Bobby Nelson. So John Baker with under a minute left to get his car restarted. 30 seconds. Down to 30 seconds. He wears off. And congratulations to the winner in our JD Byrider free-for-all, driving the 45 car.